we've all been waiting for. Call this meeting together, get an update from the ambulance district. And yes, Bruce, when you talk, it's going to swing around there and film you too. So this really could cut into our ratings.
So short, sweet, I hope this week. Probably the first thing to cap off would be the building permit thing. We discussed with Dan Martinson. And then we discussed it at our meeting. We feel they just needed a contact point. So the 2 fire chiefs are gonna handle that. And then luckily, St. Joe gal was in, Renee McQuaid was at the meeting, so we brought her in. And she has got Dan contact points for the St. Joe. So basically, his question was, is the ambulance service district going to respond to a place that we can't get to? It's going to be yes. We're a countywide ambulance. Somehow, some way, we will try to get something. If we can't drive to it, we'll try to get an EMT or somebody there. It may be delayed. But there's also the third option of the helicopters can be called in. Sheriff's office has got search and rescue vehicles that we could possibly bring in. So yes, we're not going to tell anybody no. I mean, what's the difference if you have a cabin up on the middle fork of the Pine Creek? Joe Avery's cabin way up there. If he's hurt up there, what's the difference between that or a snowmobiler clear over on Blue Peak? So we're gonna yes, answer the call. So I think Brittany was at the meeting. They're in a whole bunch of legal stuff with that. But as far as we've checked into, there's no codes for the ambulance such as a fire district does. So we're just going to go off of the fire chief's word that if there's a new development going in, one of the 2 fire chiefs will look at the development and say, yes, we can get a fire truck there. Or, no, we can't get a fire truck there. And that's going to be that. As far as the ambulance district, we will try to do what we can.
Okay.
So that being said, the only other things really that I got is the surplus ambulance. Montana got a hold of me. They do not want to purchase it.
They don't want to.
No. So I would say let's put it out for bid. And the board kind of suggested a minimum of 5,000. And I will get the clerk the VIN numbers and pictures and stuff if she needs them. It's a 2012 Dodge.
Is that our only surplus one?
Yeah.
Well, that blue one.
Well, the blue one's still.
But you could just sell that one.
That's at your guys' discretion on the price.
That's the one that we
called you yet.
No.
Yeah.
And that's the one we had already up for auction.
Right.
It's been sitting there. Okay.
So.
But on this ambulance, we have not tried to sell it.
No, this is the one
So
we'll
have to put it up for auction. Okay.
Spalding's offered us 5,000 for it unseen, so we just went off of that for kind of a minimum price for bid. Other than that, everything seems to be going good. The audit is, I haven't heard. Lori's been in contact with them and me. We've got some problems. I don't know for sure what it is. We're trying to get a hold of Jerry, and I believe he's in North Carolina for a couple of weeks. So I don't think we updated that situation either, did we? We had a Friday talk with Jerry over coffee and asked him if he would come back at least till October, if not longer. never said yes, he never said no, but he did say he would help us get the budget going and get the audit straightened out. So that's a big relief there.
And now on the audit questions, why don't you, we'd like to hear from the auditor what questions they're asking.
Okay, it's Tony,
Tony, okay,
the same auditor as doing the county.
okay,
And I haven't heard Jim.
Okay.
So I don't know for sure what they want.
okay.
And if it is something to do with the checkbook that I have, just give me a phone call and I can drop it off in the morning
Okay.
sometime. And then you'd have all the information you needed there. So,
We don't want to part you from that check.
No, we don't.
well, I'll be happy.
Which brings up, I have a question. Do you guys have like a schedule when you do your payables? Like the county here, we do every second, fourth
Usually-
Monday they go out.
Yeah, it seems like I'm doing it the second and fourth week on Friday of the month.
Okay. So,
That's when I'm signing the check, so. Mary Brand usually has them prepared every 2 weeks.
and then she emails us as soon as those
So
go out,
this-
so we,
This Friday, I should probably have a bunch of checks to sign, and then the Friday after next, we'll probably have the big one with payroll.
so yeah, basically on our, every other week, then we should have
So
payables from you guys.
she is supposed to send them to your email.
Okay,
And that's my fault there. I didn't give Jim and Dave's emails either.
As long as Tracy's got it, we'll all get it, so that's fine.
So,
Okay. All right, so, but we haven't heard from Jerry yet, but
No.
he has at least agreed to help us with that budget.
yeah.
So that
We
was,
will have it in Tammy's hot low hand by the 1st of August.
okay,
And we do have a meeting. Third Thursday, on the 18th or 20th, something like that. I don't know if I'll be able to make it. I'm gonna go under the knife next Wednesday, so I don't know if I'll be in commission to make the meeting or not, but Frank will be there. So I don't think we have very much coming up. Our EMTs are supposed to test out by the end of the month. I don't know how many more new EMTs we'll have. That's
how many do we have testing?
14.
oh, good.
That'll be a shot in the arm.
Mhm.
We still have
No pun intended.
We still have 3 paramedics that are in school, so that's a plus. Hopefully we get 3 more going in next year, later this year, whenever we can.
Excellent.
All the vehicles seem to be going 2 calls and back, no breakdowns. Zach has had a couple in for minor repairs. Basically service and get them out.
How's the timing on the new ones? Still out quite a bit?
Scott is supposed to update me at this next meeting on
Okay.
that.
When did you say that next meeting is? What day?
What's third Thursday?
Oh, well, I could do that, but that'd require math.
18.
Okay. I plan to be back and be with you for that.
So we have one other little situation that I think I'll let Derek here handle, but, we've got a problem with response through properties, and I don't know if you guys can help them or not. I told him to come up and speak his piece, being that it involves the ambulance and the fire trucks, so. So, you,
Okay, well, like I said, my name is Derek Jarvie. I printed off a few maps to give each one of you here. So I live out on Loma Street out in Kingston. Monday, for an example, I received a call from my neighbor's sister that is living with her. Charlotte Troy was her name. She just passed away. I got a call at 3:30 in the morning, and obviously firefighter, emergency response, law enforcement, everybody shows up. The property in which I'm talking about, I'll come to each one of you. So this is my property here. This is Silver Valley Road. This is Bill and Mia Howard. This is Dr. Byers' place over here, but it was George and Charlotte Troy Watson that lived here. And then you got Pat and Hal Anderson.
Okay.
So the concern is, this is a Google map, Anderson Lane. This is how it pulls up as Anderson Lane. I've talked with both Jessica and Stephanie on this. Anderson Lane is not a county road. I get that. Problem is, when the FBI did their raid and took him away, his wife put a fence up that blocked this here. So there is blockage back here. And forever, this is all easement. There was a dispute years ago before I even moved in that I found out, where she had blocked off access here. And once again, all easement. She has blocked this off. So now in the 2 years that I've lived here, dozen or more times, because they're elderly, ambulance, fire trucks, there's always a confusion on how to get to these houses. Obviously, you can loop around this way or come in this way. A lot of times if I'm home, I'm out there directing and asking them where they're going so I can help out. Problem is now once you've either come to this house and or this house from either direction, now every emergency response is having to back out.
Yeah.
It's tight. It's not, especially in the winter months. I guess this whole situation doesn't even affect me personally. Well, but I was raised to respect your elders, take care of your neighbors.
Mhm.
I feel sad watching this situation take place. So I guess, how do we go about, because I don't know if she's legally done this right. It's just been accepted by the neighbors here.
Where's the fence?
So the fence is,
There.
yeah, right here. It's just T-post and chicken wire.
Right here.
Yes. So it cuts that off. Now, once again, if this would be allowed to be open, and I don't care if the county adopted it as a county road, but non-maintained, we plow and maintain all the roads in the area for the most part. I just hate watching 5-6 minutes of how do we get to this house versus if this was just open, then we'd have a continuous loop.
Now, do you know if the county has ever maintained that road?
That I do not. And I talked, like I said, that was with Jessica, and I think I talked with Shigetti on this one too, because obviously that's his area. I don't think it's ever been maintained.
They ever plowed it?
And that's not of the problem, because myself and my neighbor and the old guy here, we all plow and keep
Mhm.
everything open. The problem lies is, like I said, in the last 2 years, it's probably been a dozen calls or better where there's confusion on what house. Sometimes they pull right in my house and I'm like, gosh, am I dead and I don't know it?
Yeah.
So, and I feel bad. And obviously in Bruce's situation,
Mhm.
with the response time, I mean, it's critical.
And who owns the fence?
Dr. Byers' wife, her name, I don't know.
Now, isn't this the issue that legal's already dealing with?
I wasn't aware of it.
The road over there in Kingston? Or is this another one?
This is different.
Yeah. So what happened years ago is she barricaded this off to Charlotte and George's place, and she took them to court and won. And then she had to pay to restore this road going back. Because the thing is, I have a chunk out here, Bill and Mia have a piece here. The rest of this is easement. I mean, it's all easement.
So these people won against her?
Correct.
Okay.
And she had to restore this back. Like I said, and then after the whole scuttle with Buyer and the FBI, she obviously in a panic, she just barricaded this off. They already have and I apologize, it's not on the print. They have an access road. So this is all easement. I'm just trying to help these people out because I feel sorry watching it happen.
Have you looked at the plot map on the subdivision, the original plot?
I have not. And talking with Mr. Anderson the other day as well, he goes, I don't understand because this is easement through my property. She's just kind of taken it upon herself to barricade it off. Whether it was done legally or not, I don't know. Like I said, it doesn't affect me personally. I just hate watching the elders.
Do you know how long ago they took them to court?
It was before I purchased the property where I'm at now, so it could be 5 years ago.
Okay.
That I don't know. And unfortunately, both George died last year and Charlotte just died Monday. So obviously, no leg to stand on from that property. But Hal and his wife have taken the majority of the ambulance rides, and it's still that confusion.
Okay.
And then, like I said, it's the backing up, in the wintertime, it's even worse. So, like I told Bruce, he said, yeah, come to the meeting. You guys are purchasing, they're brand new ambulances. Hate to see one get dinged up, banged up.
Don't
because-
even think it.
Yeah, I no, but whether it goes anywhere or not, I feel like I owe it to them to at least say
It's affecting
something.
emergency access.
Yes,
Yeah.
so, like I said, if it could be adopted as a county road but non-maintained, I'm more than happy, as well as the other neighbors are, to keep that road maintained. So it forever stays an access for emergency response. Because nobody would ever drive it.
Yeah.
I mean, if anything, they'd probably.
So the county has never plowed this road.
Not that.
Right.
Just what you wanted another property to do.
Oh,
And I apologize, I don't know the other legalities of it. I don't have that documentation on hand, but
Okay,
Well,
Well-
the dispute is the fence
yeah, and
hindering emergency access.
exactly, that's all it boils down to.
okay. Well, thank you for bringing that to
Yeah,
our
thank you.
attention.
Thank you guys for your time.
Guess we need to take that under advisement and figure out if there's something legally we can do.
do you know if Lama Street is county?
Look up that case.
Maybe.
It is. Yes, Loma is maintained by county.
Okay.
County plows all this. And then myself and my neighbor, we push back and open up driveways and do such, and plow all this too.
Okay.
Um,
And obviously Silver Valley Road.
correct. Yeah, that one's getting the whole
Oh,
new.
okay.
I know everybody in the neighborhood thought I was paying to have it done. I'm like, I'm not paying for that road to get paved.
Okay, what else you got, Bruce?
I don't think I have anything unless you guys have something.
Any other comments from the board?
No.
Okay. Public comment? Public comments, questions or comments?
If I had a question, it would be more for Derek, I think. If that fence, it's that fence, you can access that road either through Anderson or through Loma, right? But you have to back down.
Correct.
So what purpose is that fence serving anymore? Anything?
It, like I said,
Just to be a pain in the
it was
butt?
just exactly that.
Okay.
Exactly that. And, so for example, Monday, I was over at that house at 3:30 in the morning, dealt with law enforcement coroner, and then the ambulance, obviously, they're done with their duty.
Mhm.
It's like 5 minutes of just watching them back up and help guide them. And to me, that's time lost, time wasted.
Absolutely.
And, that's my concern.
But it serves no other purpose than just to cut off that road right in the middle of it.
Correct.
Mhm.
Correct. And it's not.
It's an easement, you said.
It's an easement. Which the way I understand an easement, you can correct me if I'm wrong, is just a to and fro access. You can't block it, can't build on it, can't
Mhm.
obstruct it.
Unless nobody questions you.
Correct.
All right, well, definitely we need to look into that one.
I appreciate you guys' time. Thank you.
Okay, Josh, any other comment?
Good, man. Thank you.
Bruce, you good?
Good, just that we're gonna, I'll probably come to you the Wednesday before the meeting, and we wanted to move that money into this, what the heck was that, state fund?
Okay.
So US Bank didn't come up with the interest rate that the state did. State was like 4.5%. The nearest the US Bank could do on a business type government loan was about 2 3/4. So.
Okay.
I just feel you guys need to be involved with that when we move it, and how much.
Yep, appreciate that. And when do you go in for surgery?
I go in Wednesday.
next week. So I need to try and find it. We need to talk offline about if there's a chance to get up there where with the plowing, if you're gonna be doing any more plowing up there between now and Wednesday.
We'll be there, yeah, I'll be there. Avery is, they're just now probably starting up from probably Boy and Champion Creek area. And we're about a mile down the Avery side.
Okay.
So the road's passable. Twice this week we've had problems. We broke the lock Monday. Poured cable down, went up. Didn't hurt nothing. Last night they pulled the guardrails together so they could drive over the cable, and then they went up and my guess is they were getting firewood and they went and felled the trees and left them in the road because the storm hit. Cause I had to pull trees out of the way this morning. And ironically, the same tire track and same style of cutting as what I've been dealing with on
Dobson.
all winter.
Okay,
Law enforcement is on track with that. We got our security camera up there.
good.
Good. So we'll be able to get some pictures.
Okay,
And when that goes off, it does ring 3 of our phones, so. Other than that, no, the 84 inches on top. And it didn't feather out hardly at all yet, so
okay.
we're averaging 95 gallons of fuel a day between the loader and the cab.
Yeah, it's not an easy,
It's just something to take to the force.
yeah, it got mentioned the other day, so. All right. Well, seeing there's no further comment, thank you for the update and wish you well with the surgery.
Thank
And
you.
I'll try to get with you before that to get up there and see the,
Okay,
maybe I can get Josh to come up and take some pictures or
there
something.
you go. There it is. It's really pretty up there right now.
Yeah.
Love a good field trip.
And thank you for bringing
Thank
this
you,
to us.
thank you all very much.
Appreciate it. All right, this meeting is adjourned. We have another meeting in 30 minutes or so, so